All right. So good morning, everybody. We're going to start seated, and already I've grabbed my pillow and I'm just going to sit on the pillow as we continue to explore the back body. And one of the things I really like about a pillow or a blanket, even if I don't feel like I need it from an alignment standpoint, is that it helps draw the pelvis forward or anteriorly, right? It draws those hips forward, which helps put the lower back into its soft, natural curve. Because often we sit and we feel the lower back round. And we're going to get into that a little bit more. Today, we'll be talking more than normal, which is a lot anyway, just to help you try to find that space that's going to work in your body. All right, so start by sitting well. And as I always say, sitting well for you is not necessarily the same as how I'm sitting right now. So if you need to straighten the legs or cross them differently, do whatever you need to do so that we can sit for a moment or two. All right, and then take your shoulders up to your ears and squeeze the back and let them come down. Good, take them up again and squeeze them back and let them come down. One more time, squeeze up, squeeze back, and let them come down. And then imagine the tailbone drawing down toward the floor. Imagine the crown of the head reaching up. And the challenge here is as the crown of the head reaches up, we don't want to lift the chin. So it's as if someone were to take our whole head and draw the whole head upwards so that all four sides of the neck are even. There's a soft curve at the back of the neck for many of us. The little outward curve of the upper back, the inward curve of the sacrum or of the lower back, and then that soft outer curve of the sacrum or the lower part of our spines. And as I close my eyes, I start to just feel, where is my body in space? I notice my right shoulder forward of my left shoulder. So maybe I nudge it back a little bit, or maybe I nudge both shoulders back just a little bit. I feel the legs equally weighted, or the feet, if your feet happen to be on the floor. Little bit of tone to the lower belly. And then not an overarch or an underarch, if there's such a thing, of the lower back, the softness there, so that the back feels no stress, the lower back feels no stress at all. And then I start to tap into the breath. Where is my breathing today? Where is my mind, my thoughts? Start to feel maybe the silence within the body so that all we really hear is our breath. And then imagine the whole rest of the world falling away for now. Imagine that the only thing that occupies your body, your mind, your heart is sitting on your mat right now. As we feel what is touching the floor, what is not, as we feel the space, the air maybe around our bodies. As we take in noises around us, but just as other environmental things happening, right? Just as our heartbeat or as the air flowing around us, the noises are just part of that. Good, one more nice focused breath here. And then open the eyes. Take the hands out to the sides. Always should switch out the legs if they get cranky sitting. And then take the arms up. Inhale, nice deep breath. Exhale your hands to your heart. And then inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, open wide, palms down to the floor. Good, and again, inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, the arms raise up. Exhale, down to the floor. Good, 3 more right here. Inhale, reach up. Exhale to your heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, open wide all the way down. 2 more. Exhaling. Inhaling up. Exhale, open and down. Last one, take it up. Exhale. Good, inhale, reach up. Exhale, big and wide all the way down. Good, inhale, take it up. Exhale to your heart. Here, push out and away with those hands. Inhale. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, big wide all the way down. All right, here we go again. Inhale, reach up. Exhale to your heart. Inhale, push. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale it up. Exhale all the way down. One more addition here. Inhale, reach up. Exhale to the heart. Inhale, push. Inhale, bring it in. Good, and inhale, reach up. Exhale, left hand down, right arm over. Inhale, up. Exhale, right hand down, left arm over. Good, inhale, up. Exhale, arms down. One more here. Inhale, reach up. Exhale to your heart. Inhale, push it out. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, left hand down, right arm over. Inhale, up. Exhale, down, right hand. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Pause here for a moment. So pranayama, breath work, movement work, right? We're going to do that one more time. Focus on your breathing. All right, here we go. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale, open wide. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, deep breath. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale up. Exhale, right hand down. Inhale up. Exhale, right to your heart. And let it go. Roll your shoulders. I hope that felt good, right? Little bits of breath work, pranayama work makes all the difference. And then let's straighten out those lovely legs. They've been crossed for a while for many of us. So straighten them out nice and long. Move the flesh out from the sit bones. And then again, check out your spine, especially the lower back, right? It doesn't have to be arched so much, more so hopefully it's not rounding back. If you can feel all your spine bones kind of pressing out behind you, just see if you can lift through the hips until you don't feel those bones really poking out. If you're still having trouble getting there, I want you to bend your knees and feel that deepening of the spinal muscles on either side of the spine, drawing in to help support the spine. All right, so nice Bandhasana, legs straight or legs bent. Roll your shoulders back. Everybody take your fingertips behind you. Draw the shoulders back, but don't overly squeeze. And then imagine lifting your chest even higher. Squeeze the belly, press the big toes out, flex your feet. Imagine those legs standing on the floor, right? Or those feet standing on the floor. Nice and attentive here. And then inhale, reach the arms up. If you reach your arms up and you end up rounding, hands go back to the floor. And then for my yogis out there who can keep the arms up and keep the back pretty neutral, I want you to squeeze your belly in, squeeze the legs down to the floor, press the legs toward each other, feel all of this energy happening. Now imagine that you have a ball between your fingers, between your hands, and you're giving the ball a little squeeze. Don't over squeeze. Hold on to that ball, bring the hands down in front of you. Keep the shoulders active, and then squeeze the shoulders back. Breathe, 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 everybody. Squeeze the legs, squeeze the arms, and let go. Oh, yeah. And let go. Shake it out, maybe point, flex your feet, right? Roll those ankles. Good, let's do that one more time. Move the flesh out from the sit bones. Ideally, too, in Dandasana, the inner thighs can roll toward the floor, toward the inner floor, right? As long as the knees are staying pointed straight up. All right, flex your feet, fingertips behind. And then notice how easy it can be to kind of collapse here. I want you to lift, 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 lift up to your ability. Squeeze the belly in. Roll the shoulders back and down, but not overly. Draw the elbows back behind you and feel yourself get taller. Take a really deep breath here. Now start to fire up those legs. Remember, if fingertips stay down, unless, as long as your low back is neutral, if it starts to round, keep the fingers down. Otherwise, the arms come up. And breathe. Now, I want you to take the arms a little bit wider. So we went from a small ball between the fingers to a wide beach ball between the fingers. Feel your shoulder blades draw down your back, and notice that as you squeeze the shoulder blades down your back, your chest lifts a little bit more, not the chin, just the chest. Squeeze your belly and house those legs, everybody. Are you still working the legs? I hope you are. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Now squeeze the bigger beach ball. Start to bring it down in front of you. Draw the shoulder blades back. Isometrically try to push those hands together. Lift the chest even more. Squeeze the belly even more. And and breathe. Oh, yeah. Good. Now, everybody bend your knees. Take those feet a little bit wider. Bend your hips as wide as you need to. I do want you to lean back on those hands. Any way your hands are is okay for me, as long as the shoulders aren't collapsing forward. So make sure the wrist hands feel comfortable. And then windshield wiper your legs. I'm kind of sliding all over my pillow here, so I'm going to take that pillow out of the way. There you go. And notice, right, as we move one side and the other side, we're just stretching it out. Notice how it's not just the legs moving, it's the hips, it's the waist, it's the shoulders, right? I just find the body fascinating in how it really does move from place to place. All right, next time your knees are over to the left, I want you to pause. If your block is handy, if it isn't, don't worry about it. But if it's handy, I want you to take that block under the right knee so that the right knee isn't hovering. Your fingertips are still back behind you. And then take the right hip, right? It's already off the floor. And just push it up and away. And then draw it back down toward the floor. So you're pushing the right hip point toward, I don't know, diagonal ceiling and then down. Good, one more here. Just push it up, squeeze the back body and drop it down. Leave that where it is. Inhale your right arm up and take it over. And then inhale, reach it up. Exhale, take it down to the right. Inhale, reach up, take it over to the left. Inhale it up, take it to the right. Good, one more here. Inhale it up. Exhale, stretching out that side body. Inhale, take it up and down, and then lift the knees up. Maybe the block needs to move out of the way. Windshield wiper again. There you go. I know some things don't translate well unless you can see me, so hang in there. All right, both knees go over to the right. If you have your block, maybe you've grabbed it by now. Goes under your left knee. That is just a nice support there so that the knee isn't hanging in space. Good, so you're off your left glute, your right hand is to the floor. I just want you to push your left hip bone forward and drop it down. You might find that it goes more than the other side. It might go less than the other side. All right, lift it away, push, and drop it one more time. Lift and drop. Good, and then take the left arm, inhale it up. Exhale, reach over to the left. Inhale. Exhale, drop it back to the left. Inhale it up, take it to the right. And take it up and down. One more time. Inhale. Exhale toward the floor. Inhale it up and exhale it down. Lift the knees back to neutral. Take the block out of the way. Hands come behind again. Windshield wiper the legs again. There you go. Couple more. Next time we're to the left, hold here again. Both knees, so left knee hopefully on the floor. This time the right knee steps back away from the left, as long as that's okay for your knees. Both feet have a little bit of a flex to them. Your left hand is down on the floor behind your shoulder, kind of forward and behind. Inhale your right arm up. Turn your whole body to the left. Just stretch your arm and then inhale the arm up and twist to your right. Good. Inhale it up. Exhale, you're just reaching here. Hands not coming down yet. We're coming into some twist work. And back to the right. Good. One more time. Inhale. Twist to your left. Hold it there as if there's something just right in front of you that you want to grab hold of. Breathe, hold right here. Feel your body twisting, right? Feel the waist, feel the belly. And then inhale it all the way up. Exhale that hand back down to the floor. Shift your right leg back to a more neutral position. Take the legs up. Windshield wiper both sides. Stop on your right. Take the left leg back this time so that that hip, knee, leg are nice and comfortable. Right hand is to the floor just behind you. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, reach in front of you. Just check it out. And then inhale up. Exhale, back behind you. Good. Inhale up. Exhale, you're just twisting here. Inhale it up. Exhale back. Last one here. Inhale. Exhale, reach. And inhale up. And exhale, let it go. Bring those knees up. And then finally, just take those legs into Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet together. Here is a spot where you might want that pillow blanket again. This one much harder than crossed legs to keep the back in neutral. And then just notice as we stretch those inner legs, right? Getting a nice stretch here. There might be a little bit of a compression in the back hip. If that is the case for you, or your knees are super high up, just grab your blocks and stick them underneath your knees and see if that makes a difference. Right, we're all different bodies. We all have our stuff. So we just do what we have to do with all of our stuff, right? Whether it's low back stuff, whether it's hip, knees, shoulders, You know, I call them battle scars from a life well lived. And if we can look at these as, I don't know, you know, not so much pains in the butts, but it's okay. It's a small part of an otherwise beautiful big life. That's kind of where I try to stay. Good, everybody breathe. Shoulders back, belly tone, just letting gravity open up the inner legs. That's it. Good. And bring those knees together. Straighten your right leg only. Step your left leg over. So your left foot is on the floor, your right leg is really tall. I just want you to wrap both arms around your left knee and lift up as tall as you can. Good. Nice flex of the foot, nice energy so you're staying grounded as you lift. And then imagine that you're going to get even taller here. That's it. Good. Release your right hand, take it up to the ceiling, and then twist to your left. Just twist that arm to the left. Either stay here or bring your right elbow toward or behind your left knee. So coming into a pretty deep twist here and pretty early. So again, my low back people in particular, but back issues in general, you don't want to ever over twist. Twists are excellent for your back, but if you overdo it, if you use this fulcrum point to really go deep, you can pull something. So don't do that. Ground your right leg, press into your left foot if you can, lift your torso, and then maybe that twist goes a little bit deeper, maybe not. Deep breath. That's one of my signals. If I can't take a deep breath, I'm too deep in the pose, right? I still want the breath to flow freely. Good, release that, come back to center. Lift that left foot off the floor, straighten that leg out. Bend your right knee, right foot to the floor, and then step over. Lift nice and tall. Wrap both arms around and just find length in your body, maybe some tone to the belly. Yeah, you got this. You got this. Oh, all right, then lift the left arm up to the ceiling. Make sure that left leg is grounded, everybody. And then twist to the right and just see, how does it feel on this side? Do I want to hang out here? Do I want to keep my right hand on my knee? Do I want to put it back behind me? Do you want to bend the left elbow and come into a deeper twist? If you do, once again, be mindful of how much you're using that pressure point to push against. Ground the left leg, push into the right foot. Find your breath. That's it. One more deep breath, everyone. And release, come back to center. Release your right leg, shake it all out. Good. And then let's come to table pose. We'll try not to stay on the knees too long today. Have your blocks at the front of your mat. And remember that you can always cushion your knees with a blanket, with a pillow, you know, whatever it is that you need. So bear with me, we're gonna go a little bit slow here. When we're talking about back body strength, often we do this, right? We crunch, 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 we stretch this, we contract this. What we really want is even balance, right? So that's what we're looking at. Hands to the floor. And then pause here in what you think is a neutral spine, not a flat back, a neutral spine. And then take one hand behind to your lower back. And see where your low back vertebra are. Are they poking out as they would in cow or in cat pose? Or are they pretty neutral? Or are they sunken way in and the muscles are super tight? So go there for just a minute and then release the hand and do a few cats and cows. As you breathe, as you go slow. That's it. Couple more right here. One more. Nice cat, nice cow. And breathe. And then come back to that neutral pose. And take the hand behind again and see if you can feel. We have paraspinal muscles that go along the spine. I want you to see if you can feel those muscles on either side of your spinal column and feel a slight engagement there. Then tuck in the belly and then press your right leg back. Right here. So you don't want the back to round. Now lift the right leg, squeeze the belly in. When we're talking about back strength, it's not rocket science. This is back strength right here. Simple, simple balancing table. We don't even have to lift the arm. And if you're not sure, take the left hand off the floor and feel the engagement of your back muscles. Now squeeze the belly in. Imagine someone is pulling your right foot away from you and you're resisting. Squeeze the belly, lift the left arm, only if you want. Find your breath in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release that hand to the floor, release your knee. Shake out your hips and breathe. You know that you can come off wrists, hands, anytime, knees, anytime you want. All right, press the hands into the floor. Go from this kind of droopy cow pose to a nice neutral spine. Feel the back body muscles. Press the left leg back. Before you even lift, maybe reach back and see if you can feel the engagement there. Open up wide the shoulders, lift the leg, pause again. How does that feel? Did you over dip into your low back? And if you did, lower the leg a little bit. It's not about height. It's not about where you're bringing that leg. Notice it. Start to feel the work right here. Don't have to lift the right hand. You're already doing back work. All right. Now smile. Lift the right arm when you're ready. Find your breath. Good big squeeze of the left glute muscle. Breathe. And lower. Ooh, good. Shake it out. Press both hands into the floor. Flip your toes under. Lift your knees a few inches off the floor. Squeeze your belly. Now I want you to dip your lower back as if you're in cow pose. And then I want you to round right here. And then dip, go easy. And round. Good, one more. Dip. And round. And then find neutral. Squeeze your belly. Bring your chest toward your thighs. Keep the knees really bent. Really, really bent here. Working with our core, working with our legs. And then slowly straighten the legs. It's a downward facing dog. So while you're in your down dog, maybe you're bending the knees, maybe you're stretching out the backs of the legs. I want you to inquire again in your own body. Where is your pelvis? Where is your back? I want you to do me a favor and take both feet wide on your mat and then bend your knees and then feel your back body engage again, right? So I'm really lifting my sit bones. I can let go with one hand and just see how my back is doing, how it's feeling. But I want you to really lift the sit bones, but then squeeze the belly. to find neutral. If your hamstrings are really tight, what's that gonna do? It's gonna make your low back round. If that's the case, bend the knees some more. That's it, hang in, hang in, hang in, and walk those hands all the way back to your feet. Good, soft, soft knees, everybody. Hands come to knees, come on up. Woo, shake it out. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Right, so it's tricky here when we're talking about those spinal muscles that come on either side of the spine. As with the rest of the body, we don't want it too tight, we don't want it too loose, right? Want it just right. Just like the three bears, we want it just right. So take your feet wider on your mat than your normal. And I want you to bend your knees and just put your hands on your knees. Your shoulders are fine if they're a little bit shrugged. They're okay if they're a little bit down. Don't over squeeze either way. And feel the space in your lower back, right? Hopefully you can feel here a little bit of a pop up of those paraspinal muscles that run along the spine. If not, don't worry about it, okay? Because sometimes depending on how you're built, you have to overly arch to get there. And I don't want you to do that either. So find this just kind of simple pose here. And then do a nice cat pose, like really round. Keep your hands on your knees. And then super slow. Start to lift the sit bones. Start to lift the tailbone. Lower the lower back. Lift the chest. Coming into count. And then super slow, go slow. Tailbone first, sit bones, sacrum, low back, and the other way. One more time. Super slow, tailbone, sit bones, back, head, neck, and go the other way. Good, and then find neutral. So neutral's different. Big bend of the knees. You can see how much I'm bending my knees here because that's going to take pressure off of the lower back because we're giving these hamstrings a rest. Now squeeze your belly and take just your left hand and reach it back behind you. And breathe. And notice that as soon as we let go of the hands, the back and the legs take a little bit more work. I want you to energize the legs and let go of the right hand. Take it back behind. Good, so you're almost flat back. Squeeze the belly. Bend your knees more. And then inhale, reach the arms up. Good, exhale, come back the other way. Bend your knees. Hands reach back, shoulders don't dump to the floor. Neutral spine, squeeze the belly. And then inhale, reach the arms forward, up, legs straight. Exhale, slow. Reach the arms back. If you're feeling this in your lower back, please take the hands back to the knees. Good, two more. Inhale up. Exhale, slow. Notice, breathe. Inhale it up. Exhale it back. Breathe. Squeeze your belly, everyone. Bend the knees more if you can. Watch those knees. Hands come back to knees. Roll your shoulders back. Lift your chest. Squeeze your belly. And then come all the way up to standing. Good. Shake it out. We used to teach, some teachers still teach this thing, right? Rounding up one vertebra at a time with no support for the hands. I don't teach that. I think we do plenty of this rounding, and I think it can be really hard on the vertebra to put that much weight and pressure on. So just keep that in mind, not saying right or wrong, just based on my info. All right, grab your block, place it between your thighs, squeeze. That alone should feel good on your back. Is that a weird thing, right? So we're engaging the legs, the shins move toward each other, inner thighs are active, the hips and glutes become active. Therefore, the lower back doesn't take all the stress, all the weight. I want you to inhale, reach up. Exhale your hands to your heart and come halfway down again. I'm going to turn sideways in case you're watching the computer. So my thumb's on my chest. My block is being squeezed. Belly is toned in. And notice as you activate the legs, the lower back isn't taking all this weight. Release those hands, bend your knees, reach the arms back, squeeze the block as you inhale, stand up. Good, exhale down. Good, bend to the knees, everybody. And inhale, reach up, straight legs. Exhale. Whew. Inhale up. Exhale it down. Inhale up. Exhale. Last one, everybody. Inhale up. Exhale back. Hold right here. What can you do to lengthen both the tailbone and the crown of the head? Take your hands to your big back pockets. Roll the shoulders away. Squeeze the belly. Squeeze your block. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then push deep into the back pockets to lift your chest. And breathe. And then set your block aside, maybe at the front of your mat. So low backs are never in and of itself. A lot of times it's the glutes that are not active to help support. Sometimes it's just body mechanics. So come on to the front of your mat. I need to do a workshop. There's so much to say. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, come on down. Whew. Inhale, hands to shins. Push into your shins and lift halfway up, right? You hear this all the time in yoga class. Lift halfway up. What does that mean? What are we doing here? So push into your shins, but resist. Keep a soft bend in the knees. Notice that the back body is active. Exhale down. Bend both knees, step back, right leg. Lower your right knee to the floor. Take your hands to your left knee. Roll the shoulders, squeeze the belly. That's it. Inhale the left or the right arm up and breathe. Feel your right glute active, right? I have my toes flipped under on the right. I want that leg to be super active. And then twist to your left, just like we did when we were seated. Just twist to the left and see where that arm will go, where the twist will go. 1, stay here. 2, elbow to knee, and hands come to prayer pose. Twisting into this pose. Now resist the urge of your left knee to fall to the middle. Breathe. Good. Take those hands center back to the floor. Lift your right knee, step back, downward facing dog. Come to plank. Lower your knees. Squeeze your butt. Squeeze your glutes. Notice, everybody, that when you squeeze your glutes, you don't dump into the low back so much. Good. 1, stay here. 2, lower down, a little baby chaturanga. Woo. A little super baby cobra. Don't come high at all. And exhale. Down dog. Find your breath. Check your pose. Nice wide collarbones. Hands pressing into the mat. Lift your right leg, optional. Step all the way through to lunge. Lower your right or left knee. Take your hands to your knee. Pause. How's this feel on this side? Are you feeling a stretch along the left front thigh? Good. Inhale, reach up. Reach up with the left arm. Reach up. Touch someone. All right, twist to your right. Breathe. Find that pose, everyone. 1, stay here. 2, left elbow to right knee, hands come to prayer. Don't let your right knee drop into the middle. So you're isometrically pushing knee to elbow, elbow to knee. Finding this lovely little twist. Now give the belly a squeeze. Find your breath. Yay, this feels so good. Go back to center. Exhale those hands to the floor. Lift your left knee. Step back downward facing dog. Come into plank, everybody. Lower your knees, hold plank. And notice, right? So if your butt's higher, easier. If your hips are too low, your low back is just going to be an unhappy thing. So try to find what feels to you in your body like neutral, right? And just notice. Good, nice long tailbone. Elbows train back, lower yourself all the way down and come to your elbows. So Sphinx, one of the best, easiest in my opinion, probably most accessible. I won't say easy, but most accessible back bending poses, right? So we're just going to check it out. We're not going to stay long. I'm swaying side to side. I'm going, oh yeah, belly's tight. Where can I find the openings here? Breathe. Good. And then, good, that's enough playtime. Come on back, center. I want the elbows to be under your shoulders and as wide as your shoulders. Press into your hands. Draw the shoulders back. Press into your knees. Hold. Lift the knees, elbow plank. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your knees. Oh. Lower your belly or your hip bones, you're back in Sphinx. We're going to do 3 of these, okay? Elbow plank and plank in general. So good for the back body. It's probably one of those strengtheners. So we're going to do 2 more. Here we go. Press into the forearms, wrists, fingers. Squeeze your belly. Lift either to knees or off knees. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the knees if they're up. Lower down to Sphinx if you can. And breathe. Whew. Good. 1 more, everybody. Here we go. Forearms, find your base. Right? This is your base. Press down to lift up. Squeeze your belly. Either lift to knees or lift off knees. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it down and lower the rest of you down to the floor. Take out your hips, bend your knees and windshield wiper. Go ahead and take it back to center. Press up to table pose. And then step forward with your right foot. Hands to your right knee. And pause. Just breathe. Take the take the left arm up and find your pose. Hips are even here. It's a little, right? Tendency is to reach away from that left side and get the hips all wonky. So keep both hip points pointing forward. As you lift with the left arm, I want you to slightly side bend to your right, slight. And breathe. Maybe some of you here can back bend a little bit more, not into your lower back. You're lifting the chest and finding this deep belly stretch. That's it. And exhale, hand comes to the floor, switch sides. Left foot forward, right foot back, hands to your left knee. Find that nice length in your body, engagement to the right side, right arm up, just pause. And notice, where do you feel the stretch on this side versus the other side? Good, maybe a slight side bend to the left. Find your breath, everyone. Maybe a little more lift of the chest. Big deep breath. And center. Exhale, hands to the floor. Slide your left leg back. Plant your hands, flip your toes under, lift those knees a couple inches off the floor again. Lengthen your tailbone. Draw your chest toward your thighs. Press into the hands. Think of holding a beach ball between your elbows. Straighten the legs, down dog. Shake it out, everybody. And then take the feet together and notice how that feels. So feet together, just notice for you, press into the big toe mounds. You might get more stretch in a different part of the hamstrings. Take your feet wide. Notice that. Where do you feel that in your body? Walk your hands back to your feet. Soften the knees as much as you need to. Bend your knees. Hands to knees, lift your chest, tuck your belly, and come all the way up. And roll it out. Right, I know, it's right here, right here. So we know that as the body balances, if the front of the body is contracting, right, look what happens to the back body. It's all rounded. So sometimes we think, oh, that feels so good. But often, Doug Keller had this great article that sometimes all we're really doing is exacerbating the problem. So go wide legs, come on into a nice easy squat, check your knees, make sure the knees are training out with the toes. So he said an overstretched muscle can hurt as much or more than a contracted muscle. And if we're always rounding, we're always overstretching, and then we go, oh, my upper back, my upper back, my upper back. What he says is, it's not this, it's this. We've got to open up. So arms out wide, fingertips out wide, knees out wide. How deep you go in your squat is going to be up to you, okay? So I want you to inhale the arms up, exhale to your heart. Inhale up, exhale all the way down to your knees. Come out anytime, inhale up, exhale to your heart. Inhale up, exhale down to your knees, 2 of those. Inhale up, exhale to your heart. Inhale, push out everyone. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale up. Exhale down, starting to look familiar. Inhale up, exhale to your heart. Inhale, push out. Exhale, push in. Inhale up, exhale down. Last 2, inhale up, exhale to your heart. Inhale, push. Exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale up, left hand to left knee, stretch. Inhale up, exhale right side. Inhale up, house those legs. Exhale to your heart. Good, last one. Inhale up, exhale to your heart. Woo! Inhale, where were we? Exhale, inhale, push it out. Exhale, push it in. Inhale up, exhale, left hand down. Inhale up. Exhale, right hand down. Holy moly. Inhale up. Exhale to your heart and straighten those legs. Woo! Those are hiking legs right there. Good. Shake it out, everybody. Nice straight legs. Big, deep hinge from the hips. I'm going to turn sideways again. Take your hands to the floor. And breathe. How wide you go again is another one of those things. You don't have to go wide. What you want is control, right? Stability, maybe is even a better word. So as we notice this forward fold, right, we might have a little rounding here in our backs, but we're supported. We have hands on the floor. So our vertebrae are not going to take all that like heavy torso weight into it. Now I want you to squeeze the heck out of your inner thighs as if you were squeezing a beach ball. Really squeeze, like really draw them into center. And then start to come up on your fingertips. By the way, you can bend your knees as much as you need to. Come up on the fingertips and start to feel a more neutral spine. Really squeeze the legs. As you activate the legs, the lower back does not have to take the weight. Good. Take your right hand under your right shoulder and just take your left hand to your back. I've got the back of my hand on my back. Roll the left shoulder, squeeze the legs, and come on up. And notice. Good. Hinge back down. Hang in there, right? When we're not activating the legs, notice where you feel your back. Notice what's happening. Squeeze the heck out of the inner thigh. Start to come up on your fingertips. Take your left hand more under the left shoulder. Take the right hand back. Move the right shoulder away from the floor. Squeeze your legs and come up. Oh, good. Heel toe those feet together. And breathe. And then stand, grab one of your blocks. Let's do it that way. Grab one of your blocks, place it between the thighs. If it's not too long, go long ways so that you've got all that good tactile information. And then squeeze your block. Once you squeeze your block, take your hand to your chest and lift the chest. Squeeze your block. And notice again the lower back, right? In particular, the lower back. As we lift the chest, the tendency is going to be to dump into the low back. So instead, I want to activate my legs, keep the back of the knees soft, lift up the chest as I tone the belly, as I bring the tailbone down, and there's nothing happening in this lower back. Good, maybe the arms come up. As we breathe, maybe the chest lifts more. And look, right, we're moving into a back bend that is not stressing the lower back. If it is, you're going too far, too deep, too much, right? Big, deep breath. And then exhale, hands come to your heart. Squeeze your block, come on down to a squat. You knew I was going to go there, didn't you? Squeeze your block. Let go of the hands and just reach them behind you. Open up the shoulders. Nice tone to the belly. Are you overarched here in the low back, right? Can you lengthen the tailbone or lift the chest? Can you smooth out what's happening in the lower back? Good. Bend more if you can. And then inhale up. Gentle squeeze the block. Come into your back bend. And then exhale, drop down. Inhale, lift up, little back bend. Exhale down. One more. Inhale up. Squeeze. Exhale all the way down. Take that block out. Step yourself back out to downward facing dog. Come to plank pose. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Listen up. Knees or no knees. Lower to your elbows. Press into your hands. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way down. Shake it out, everybody. Shake, shake, shake. So instead of going into child's pose, I just want you to roll over to your side and bend your knees. And notice again, right? So we bend the knees, we've got this soft curve in our lower backs. We're just checking it out without having to do this, which is, right, which is what probably many of us want to do. We want to go, oh, relief, relief. Just hang. That's it. Good. And then push yourself up for a second. Grab your blanket or your pillow and place it about midway on your mat where your hips are going to be. Blanket is probably better than a pillow, but anything will work. We just need cushion for those hip points. So then come on down and make sure your hip points are pressing into your blanket or into your pillow, and lower down your upper body. And just notice that, right? So you should feel just kind of a little tilted up, a little higher glutes than normal, little pitch or pike really of your pelvis. Your upper body is comfortable for now. You can be on your forehead, be on your chin. You can turn your head one way or the other, but ideally it's a neutral spine. I may turn my head just so you can hear me, or try to keep my head up so you can hear me. All right, so I want you to push down on your pillow or your blanket really hard, like pubic bone presses down, and lift your right leg. And notice that. And breathe. Now, squeeze the belly in, although it's, all that's a little hard when you're prone, when you're on your belly. I want you to press into your hip bones, press into your belly, keep the leg strong, and notice that just by holding this leg up for this very short period of time, you maybe are starting to feel this whole hip complex. But hopefully you're feeling nothing in your lower back, absolutely nothing, as far as discomfort. Now lift the legs slightly higher. Keep pushing the pubic bone. Maybe one hand can reach back and feel the muscles engaging, right, to support your spine, to use the muscles as they are intended. But we're not leaning into our low backs. We're using the strength of this back chain of muscle. And lower down. Oh. Good, you know what's next? Push into that pillow blanket really hard with those hips. Lift the left leg, don't overlift. If you overlift, you dump your back. You go into the muscle, into the low back in a way that's not being supported. So push, push, push. Breathe, belly is toned. Already, I'm feeling my glute muscles. We've been doing tons of hiking, so my legs are getting a heck of a workout. Maybe one hand reaches back and feels the muscles working. Big deep breath. Hang in there and lower down. Oh, good, shake it out. If you want release, the release comes from a lengthening of your tailbone as opposed to a child's pose, which is okay too, but that's where we always want to go, right, is child's pose. All right, come on up to your elbows, everybody. Make sure your blanket or your pillow is in such a way that it's not making your low back dump more. So if it's the pillow or blanket's too low, you're just going to sink in even more. So on your elbows, I want you to squeeze your belly in and press your thighs toward the floor. Okay, so we got super long in our back bend, hopefully, in our low backs. Breathe. I'm pressing down so much that it's pretty easy to lift the elbows off the floor. Shoulders down. Big deep breath, your choice here. Keep pressing down toward the thighs and lower all the way down. Good, one more. Elbows, thighs press down, lift the elbows if that's okay for you. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And lower down. And then roll to one side and move your blanket pillow out of the way. Just bend your knees, lay on your side, bend your knees. Good. Hopefully everything's feeling pretty good. Good. Have a block near you. We're coming onto our backs. I want you to breathe. And then roll over to your back. And again, hopefully you're not overdoing. Good, and just feel this for a second. Feet are on the floor. Nothing else happening right now. Shoulders are toward the floor. Where is your low back? Where is the curve of your lower back? Can you feel that you could throw a couple blueberries under here? Right? Maybe a blackberry. Nothing too much bigger than that. Just notice. And then pelvic tilt and tuck. So as if we were doing cat and cow in this position as we roll from side to side to side, or not side to side, up and back on our low backs. And then come to a neutral space. Grab your block, press into your feet. Lift your hips and put the block underneath your sacrum glutes, not on your low back, please, please. And just notice. If you feel low back discomfort here, the first thing I want you to do is just press down to the sacrum a little bit more. It's going to lift the hip points and take some of that curve out of the low back. If it's still too much, come on off your block. Shoulders are down, your neck is nice and long. I want you to, hands can be down at your sides. Actually, let's do elbows. So press the upper arms and elbows into the floor, fingers are pointing up. Draw the shoulders down to the floor, press into your feet and lift off your block. And breathe. Now, pretend you're squeezing a block between your thighs. That's it. And then try to pull the heels back toward your hips a little bit. Bridge pose, easy bridge pose, nothing too deep here. And lower down to your block. If going into bridge was too much because of all the other stuff we've been doing, stay on your block here and just do a more passive bridge pose. All right, so press into your feet. Lift your hips, everybody. Maybe the hands come down. Breathe, shoulders press into the floor. Press strongly into your feet to lift those hips and lower down. Easy peasy. Short holds are better than none at all. You don't have to stay up for long. If you're feeling knee pain, which is real tricky in bridge pose, a couple things you can try is taking the feet out at an angle, or when you lift up, lift your ball mounds and just be on the heels. That can help release some knee issues. All right, last one, hands down to the floor, shoulders down to the floor. Lift your hips up. Maybe some of you walk those feet in a little closer to the block to lift the hips more. Press into the four corners of your feet. Press into your left foot. See if you can lift your right foot for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower that foot, even out the hips. Lift your left foot for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press that foot down and lower onto your block. Straighten your left leg down to the floor. Bring your right knee to your chest. Maybe hold your hands behind your right knee. And breathe. That's it. Find your breath. Notice.
1, stay here. 2, lift your left foot an inch or 2 off the floor. Squeeze your left glute. Tone your belly. It's like you almost knew that was coming. Find your breath. And then imagine somebody is pulling your left foot away from you, creating length, creating space. Lower your left foot back to the floor. Slide your left heel up, knee to chest, straighten your right leg. Just let it come to the floor. Gently hold your left knee. When we try to balance our front and back bodies, right, we try to figure out a way to balance our lives in general. All right, when and if you're ready, lift the right heel off the floor a couple of inches. Squeeze the right glute, tone the low belly. Imagine someone's pulling that right foot away from you. And lower the right heel. Slide the right foot up. Mindful here. If this is not appropriate for you, please don't do it. Everybody else, legs up. Find your hover point. How do you know if this is not appropriate for you? Usually it has to do with eye pressure issues or high blood pressure that's not controlled, or any other reason why your legs should not be suspended above your heart for any length of time. Upper body is soft. The lower back is doing whatever the low back does. Mine is pretty neutral here. Legs up the wall is another beautiful option, or if you have a bed nearby, you can put your legs up on the bed. I think balance, right? Balance in life is the tricky part. You know, the pendulum swings from left to right, from too much to not enough to excess. You know, maybe that's the life lesson. It's just trying to come back to that middle way over and over and over again while experiencing life. One more nice deep breath here. Bend your knees. Let your feet come to the floor. Press into your feet. Lift your hips. Take that block out. 1, come on down. That's plenty. 2, elbows up our arms. Press into the floor. Coming into a strong back bend here as we lift the hips, as we stretch through that front body, engaging the back body, and then slowly lower down all the way to the floor. Bend your knees, bring both knees to chest. Rock side to side. Keep your right leg in, stretch the left leg all the way to the floor. Take that same right knee, cross it over your left. Final twist here, don't go super deep, just stretch it. Find your breath. Open up that right side, that right arm, stretch out your chest. And bring that knee to center. Bring your left knee in, stretch your right leg super long. Walk the left knee across the right side body, stretch again. And center. And straighten out that leg, stretch your arms at a wide arm overhead, squeeze your legs, press your back body into the floor, back of the hands, heels, everything. And let go. One more time, squeeze everything in, press everything down to the floor. And let go. And then release those hands down to your sides. Release the legs to what is comfortable and find your Shavasana. Find your breath, everybody. And then maybe come back to that centered, quiet place. That place of balance. Feel your soft breath move through your body. Knowing that as long as we have breath, we have choice. As you lay in Shavasana, maybe you feel the air flowing around you, the temperature of the air versus the temperature of your body. Maybe you notice the sounds around you as part of the environment in which you find yourself. Maybe you feel the pressure of your body on the mat. Can you soften even more?
Begin to bring your attention back. Feel the deepening of your breath. Start to wiggle your toes and your fingers. Slowly draw your knees to your chest. Rock side to side and curl all the way over in fetal pose. Feel the breath deepen. And ever so gently press yourself all the way back up to your seated pose.